We are on lesson 11, which is finding markup and markdown rates. So there are two different boxes here that kind of guide us through exactly what we're going to do. So we'll do one, then the other. So for markup, the first thing we need to do is substitute in for our part, percent, and whole. We're going to solve the equation, convert the decimal to a percent, and subtract from 100%. So this is just like when we were finding the percent increase and finding the percent decrease. There are 3 total steps that we need to have here, okay? I mean, it adds one because it talks about substituting, but we should already be automatically starting with that. So let's go ahead into our example. A sporting goods store bought a pair of shoes for $40. It wants to sell them for $60. What is the markup rate? So the fact that it's asking you for a markup rate, you should know that that is a percent value because they didn't give you a percent in the problem. Remember, part is the new amount. Whole is the original amount. So we are starting, the shoes originally are $40. They're going to mark them up for $60. So the new amount is $60. The original is $40. We're going to plug it into our formula. Part equals percent times whole. So this is step 1. 60 equals X times 40. Solving for X means we have to get rid of the 40 on that side, meaning we're going to divide by 40 on both sides. We are going to get a decimal, and that is okay. 1.5 equals X. Remember, 1.5 is not the percent, so our second step, we have to change that to a percentage by multiplying by 100. So 1.5 times 100, using the calculator second percent key or moving the decimal 2 spaces to the right. So 150%. And last step, subtracting from 100. So the markup rate at the very end of all of our steps is 50%. Let's work on markdown. Markdown, you're going to follow the same exact rules, same exact steps. The only difference is the very last step. It's going to be the answer minus 100% rather than, I think that's flip-flopped. That's okay. We're still going to be subtracting from 100%. It's always going to be the highest value minus the lowest value. Okay, so a car that normally sells for $20,000 is on sale for $16,000. What is the discount rate? We can also help ourselves understand where to put our numbers based on what it's telling us the percent is. So it tells it's a discount, which means from the original to the new, it should be going down. So the larger number should be the whole. So 20,000 is going to be the whole. We're finding our percent, and 16,000 is the part. So let's plug it into our formula. This is step 1. So 16,000 equals X times 20,000. Divide both sides by 20,000. We're going to get a decimal. 0.8 equals X. Second step, change that to a percent. So 80%. Remember, it's always highest minus lowest because we don't want to get a negative number here. So 100 minus 80 is going to give us 20%. So 20% would be our markdown rate. Let's try another example. It says, use the following table to calculate the markup or markdown rate. Show your work. So remember, whenever we look at a table, this kind of brings us back to proportional relationships. We can label with X and Y, left to right, right? Just as a little note. But it tells us the original price and the selling price. When we go to solve this, we only need one set of the ordered pair. We don't have to solve all of them. So we're just going to choose one of them. I'm just going to choose the first one right here. So that's the one we're going to use in our formula. So part equals percent times whole. We're finding the percent. And it tells us the original was 1,750 and the selling price is 1,400. So since it has gone down from the original to the new, this is going to end up being a markdown that we're going to look for. We're going to plug in all of our numbers. So 1,400 equals x times 1,750. Solving for x, we have to isolate the variable, so divide 1,750 on both sides. Oops. We're going to get a decimal, 0.8. That's the first step. Second step, change that to a percent, so 80%. And last step, subtract from 100. So our markdown is 20%. Example 2 says the cost of a new hoodie is $30. The selling price is $45. Find the rate of markup based on the cost. All right, so it says find the rate of markup, which is our percent. The new hoodie is $30, but the selling price is $45. I'm going to let you go ahead and try this one on your own, so please pause the video, give it a try. When you're all set, unpause the video and check your work. Right, this is what your setup should look like. Your first step, when you plug everything in, you're going to get your decimal answer. Divide both sides by 30. So 45 divided by 30 is going to give you 1.5. Change that to a percent, 150%. And last step, subtract from 100. So the markup, final answer, is 50%. That's all for this lesson. Good luck on your homework.